We kick things off in the middle of a high-stakes tactical nightmare in Oaxaca, Mexico. Sam Wilson, our new Captain America, isn't slowing down for anyone. Alongside Lieutenant Joaquin Torres, who is officially taking flight as the new Falcon, Sam storms a massive cathedral to stop a dangerous mercenary group known as the Serpent Society. Led by the ruthless Sidewinder, these guys aren't just your average thugs. They've managed to get their hands on highly classified, refined samples of adamantium. Yeah, you heard that right. The mythical indestructible metal has finally made its official debut in the MCU, mined directly from the frozen, colossal corpse of the celestial Tiamat sticking out of the Indian Ocean. Sam dives headfirst into the crossfire, using his vibranium wings to slice through heavy weaponry and shield hostages from imminent death. The action is fast, brutal, and proves right off the bat that Sam doesn't need super strength to be absolutely lethal. After neutralizing the immediate threat, Sam realizes this isn't just a simple heist. It's an international arms race for a metal that could completely shift the global balance of power. Cut to Washington, D.C., where the political stakes mirror the chaos on the ground. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross has just been elected President of the United States, and he's got a massive vision for the future. Ross invites Sam to the White House, not to buy him a drink, but to pitch a grand plan. He wants to bring back the Avengers, but this time, under official government oversight to maintain global stability. The dynamic between Sam and Ross is dripping with tension. Ross is a no-nonsense, pragmatic leader who sees heroes as tools for national security, while Sam stands firmly as a symbol of the people, wary of being weaponized by the state. To show a unified front, Ross hosts a massive international summit at the White House, bringing in foreign dignitaries, including the Japanese Prime Minister, to sign a monumental treaty regulating the distribution of Celestial Island's adamantium. Sam also brings along a very special guest, Isaiah Bradley, the forgotten African-American Korean war veteran and super soldier who was wrongfully imprisoned for decades. The media goes wild seeing Sam and Isaiah together, painting a picture of hope and reconciliation. But just as the atmosphere hits a high point, everything goes completely sideways. Out of absolutely nowhere, an audio cue echoes through the building, a haunting melody playing over the speakers. Suddenly, Isaiah Bradley's eyes glaze over. The warm, dignified veteran transforms into an unhinged, unstoppable killing machine. Along with 5 other seemingly normal individuals in the room, Isaiah snaps into a fugue state and launches a direct, violent assassination attempt on President Ross. The room erupts into pure chaos. Tables are shattered, Secret Service agents are tossed around like ragdolls, and gunfire echoes through the historic halls. Sam jumps into action without his suit, using pure raw combat skills to shield Ross from Isaiah's superhuman blows. The betrayal hurts worse than the physical damage. Sam knows Isaiah would never do this willingly. After a brutal struggle, Sam manages to subdue the attackers, and Isaiah is dragged away in chains, utterly confused by what he just did. Devastated and furious, Sam refuses to accept that his mentor is a terrorist. Alongside Joaquin Torres, Sam utilizes advanced military tech to hack into the secure networks, tracing the source of the mysterious audio frequency that triggered the mental override. The digital breadcrumbs lead Sam and Joaquin straight to a highly classified, dark-site military prison known as Camp Echo 1, buried deep in the woods of West Virginia. As they infiltrate the facility, the atmosphere shifts from a political thriller to an absolute psychological horror show. Waiting for them in the shadows is none other than Samuel Stearns, the leader. Exposed to Bruce Banner's irradiated gamma blood years ago, Stearns' brain has mutated into a hyper-intelligent, grotesque powerhouse. He reveals a terrifying truth. He has been pulling the strings behind the scenes for 16 long years, secretly orchestrating Ross's political rise while solving his deepest dilemmas from the dark. Stearns explains that he uses specialized frequencies to trigger dormant mental programming in individuals, effectively turning anyone into a sleeper agent. Before Sam can extract more info, Stearns unleashes a wave of brainwashed, highly trained Black Ops soldiers onto the duo. A claustrophobic, intense firefight breaks out in the prison corridors. Just as Sam and Joaquin are about to be overwhelmed, they receive unexpected backup from Ruth Batseraph, a lethal former Black Ops operative who helps them clear a path and escape the facility by the skin of their teeth. The conspiracy goes global as international tensions reach a boiling point. Sidewinder contacts Sam with a chilling warning. Stearns isn't just trying to kill Ross. He is actively manipulating the United States and Japan into a devastating war over Celestial Island's adamantium reserves. Driven by immense paranoia and failing health, President Ross decides to take matters into his own hands. Hooked on a highly experimental, gamma-irradiated heart medication to keep himself alive and functioning, Ross orders a massive U.S. naval fleet, led by the USS Milius, to sail directly to Celestial Island to claim the adamantium before anyone else can. Japan responds by deploying its own heavily armed warships, setting up a terrifying standoff in the middle of the ocean. Stearns executes the next phase of his master plan, hacking the minds of 2 elite American fighter pilots and forcing them to launch a rogue air assault on the Japanese fleet. Sam and Joaquin tear through the skies in a heart-stopping supersonic dogfight, dodging anti-aircraft missiles and trying to disable the rogue jets without causing an international incident. Sam manages to intercept the attack and convince the Japanese forces to hold their fire, but the victory comes at a heavy cost. Joaquin's wings are severely damaged, leaving him heavily injured and out of commission. With the global conflict narrowly averted, Sam rushes back to Washington, D.C. to confront the man at the center of the storm, President Ross. The confrontation takes place right inside the ruined, high-security confines of the White House. Sam confronts Ross about the illegal gamma experiments, the cover-ups, and the fact that he has allowed himself to become a pawn in Samuel Stern's sick game. But Ross is completely pushed to the edge. The stress of the presidency, the international betrayal, and the toxic, radioactive medication pumping through his veins completely shatter his emotional control. Ross's skin begins to boil, his muscles expand exponentially, and his eyes glow with a terrifying crimson light. In a jaw-dropping, terrifying sequence, the President of the United States transforms into the Red Hulk. The massive, towering monster roars, instantly obliterating the surrounding structure of the West Wing with pure, unadulterated rage. This leads into the ultimate battle of the film, a regular human in a high-tech suit versus a walking nuclear bomb. Red Hulk is an absolute force of nature, swinging massive concrete pillars and generating intense, blistering heat that threatens to melt Sam's vibranium shield. Sam has to utilize every ounce of his tactical intelligence, pushing his jetpack to its absolute limits to dance around the monster's devastating strikes. The choreography is insane. Sam uses the shield to deflect kinetic energy, executing high-speed aerial maneuvers to strike at Red Hulk's weak points. But standard attacks aren't enough. The madder Red Hulk gets, the hotter and stronger he becomes. Realizing he can't win through brute force alone, Sam changes tactics. He uses his vibranium wings to slice through the infrastructure, trapping the monster momentarily, and flies directly into the danger zone. Instead of fighting, Sam appeals to the fractured humanity buried deep within the beast. He desperately reminds Ross of his past, his true legacy, and the quiet visits to Washington, D.C.'s cherry blossom trees with his estranged daughter, Betty Ross. The emotional anchor pierces through the gamma-fueled rage. The Red Hulk's breathing slows, the intense heat dissipates, and the massive red monster gradually shrinks back down into a frail, exhausted, and deeply remorseful Thaddeus Ross. In the aftermath of the catastrophic battle, the dust finally settles over a fractured Washington. President Ross is quietly taken into specialized medical custody. His political career effectively over, but his life saved from the brink of total self-destruction.